I'm sad that the little clock isn't in the corner, but if you see when they're not in a skit, they have the little clock to count down when to turn to the other channel.
Sorry, censors, that's merely a display item.
That's right, come to live, y'all in the house. Yo, check it out. For all you little couch potatoes out there sitting there saying, yo, homeboy, how can I get closer to the action? Best seats in the house.
Yo,
wait, that is Keenan and Damon.
Field, but we can actually get you
calling
in
it
the
Keenan
game.
and David.
That's right.
They broke my ribs. I want my money back.
Another satisfied customer.
Yo, show them the other stuff. Show them the other stuff.
I love when he says the other stuff.
Doing a collecting of our own. Check it out.
Oh, this was a Bills versus a Redskins game, wasn't it?
Right here, MasterCard, Visa, Thurman Thomas Gold Card.
Yo, didn't Thurman Thomas just sign one of those multi-million-dollar get a hoe and a couple of yachts? And
Sorry,
be
censors,
lovely
this
for
was
life
merely a
type
display
deal?
item.
I think so. You thinking what I'm thinking?
I think so.
Sorry, customers. That one was just a display item. But don't fret none,
Cause we got some other stuff.
we like to call it jewelry. Check it out. Super Bowl rings and things. Now I know some of y'all sitting out
You're
there
so
saying, homeboy,
stupid.
these rings a little big for me. That's why with every purchase, we gonna give you absolutely free this job NFL vitamins.
That's right. Within 6 months, you'll be wearing these bad boys like pinky rings.
Yo, what else we got, homie?
Tell them the other stuff.
For all the little kiddies out there, if you act now, for limited time only, these autographed NFL
Must start
footballs,
saying that.
autographed
Show
by
them the
Mark
other stuff.
Cuban himself.
How you do that, homeboy?
Let's just say I did a little quarterback sneak of my own.
But look at Damon. He
Totally
is
forgot.
so funny.
Quita, you figured.
I feel like Keenan's a better straight man.
Yo, just
I never watch anything with Keenan and laugh
Now,
at
homeboy,
Keenan.
What? I said, "Hope boy,
What?
don't make me say Hope boy
He's the
again."
actor for real.
Suppose I want to watch Super Bowl action next year.
At home,
At home.
say no more.
Not the property of the
Let's go to
Metrodome.
widescreen.
They just stole that
Yo,
stuff.
you hook this bad boy up in your living room, pop out some OE, throw in a couple of porno tapes, you be the toast of the neighborhood.
Right.
Yo, Pee Wee Herman might even come by your path.
Now you
Cause
set
didn't
them
Pee Wee
chairs out there and you have your own version of pay-per-view and you know what that means. More money, more money, more money. Yeah,
Right. And last but not least,
for the guy
What
who
was the
buys
movie
most
Keenan
merchandise,
was
you be
in?
our MVP.
most valuable perpetrator.
That means you get to drive this
I don't know
baby home.
anything about that.
Yo, check out the classic line.
Yeah.
Check out the headlights.
Uh-huh.
Check out the trunk space.
Yeah. And the car comes with it too.
Security alert, level 5. Security alert, level 5.
Uh-oh, I think
That's our 2-minute warning.
Yo, homeboy, now that we discounted all these lovely merchandise, what we gonna do next?
Yo, we gonna go break into Disneyland.
Peace.
Happy Super Bowl Sunday, Ramblers. Just kidding. I'm your host, Amber Barnett,
And I'm your co-host, Devin Michael.
and we just watched the Homeboy Shopping Network segment of the 1992 halftime special from In Living Color.
Yeah, this was the actual first official halftime show. People were switching over to actually watch this, and this is a very historical moment that is important in history and in Black history altogether.
But before we get into today's episode, we're going to set some house rules. Go follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram, and sit back while Devin serves us a barista bite.
Well, thank you, Amber. I just want to get in and first, we've come after the Super Bowl. We've had a lot of things happen this February. And one of the things that we focus on is focusing on looking back at millennial talent. And we lost a large millennial talent this month. So we just want to give a rest in peace to James Vanderbeek. Or as we like to say, to Dawson's Creek.
Dawson.
To Dawson. But he was a huge talent for the millennial community. We love James Vanderbeek altogether. Whether you saw him in in Dawson's Creek or Friday Night Lights or in the numerous movies that he was in for comedic and serious talent. He was a huge mega star in the millennial world. So we want to give a huge rest in peace to James Van Der Beek and a quick Barista Bro moment of silence for everyone out there. Let's honor James Van Der Beek.
So make sure next episode we will be recognizing James Van Der Beek in a reaction video to the coming of age drama Dawson's Creek. And there will be more on that in the next week or two. But let's hop back into today's episode, In Living Color.
Living Color.
Just a little bit of history on In Living Color as a sketch comedy. So I know that you've said this, and I also know that I heard Kim Cole say this on the Reliving Single podcast, but before Fox was airing In Living Color, Keenen Ivory Wayans was doing something scandalous even then. Devin, do you want to speak on it?
Even then, man, and I don't find it to be scandalous. I find it to be entrepreneurial in a way. You know, he was going around before the episodes and along with his brothers as well, you know, actually getting tapes out of the back of their cars, you know, trying to promote In Living Color and make sure that that it actually goes on air, because it was such a great idea. It was the first, you know, comedy sketch show that a lot of people know about. Before, you know, there was a Saturday Night Live that blew up, launched a lot of millennial talent out of that show.
It did. Not only do we have Marlon and Sean Wayans, who went on to write Scary Movie, but we also got, you know, David Allen Greer and Jamie Foxx, and more notably Jim Carrey and
Rosie
Jennifer Lopez as a fly girl.
Yeah. Lots and lots of millennial talent that launched from that show, and that launched from Fox as well. And we'll get into that as well.
Well, and back into the episode, we're talking about Fox. During this time, they were pushing the envelope. They were making sure to broadcast like black and brown talents, which is why we have In Living Color, why we had Mad TV, why we had my favorite sitcom, Living Single. But even more so, this episode in particular, Keenen Ivory Wayans, as you said, looked at the network and said, bet. So CBS, historically, the NFL would broadcast marching bands during this halftime show. And if you go back and you watch this video on YouTube, and maybe we'll see it in the clip that we watch later, there is a little countdown clock in the bottom corner where the In Living Color staff and talent was letting you know this is how much time you have until you flip back over to CBS during, you know, to finish the Redskin versus Bills football game.
Yeah, and their intent was never for anybody to leave the show and not come back. You know, they wanted you to watch the game because they're also big football fans too. And they even noted that at the beginning of the program.
Well, and if you watch the, like, again, and in this Homeboy Shopping Network, one has on a Redskin jersey and the other has a Bills jersey. I don't think it was ever, I agree with you, I don't think it was ever their intent to draw attention away from the football game. It was to provide alternative entertainment. And unfortunately, it did too good of a job because nobody ever turned back to that game.
Yep.
And CBS reportedly lost a lot of money. And I can only imagine what it would be like to be on that board of executives at CBS when you lose so much money. Because you have to go back to the drawing board, right?
Yeah, right back to the drawing board. And you have to go back and rethink. But it also kind of led to where we are now and why we have a star-studded Super Bowl halftime show. Because without having this program before us, who knows that Michael Jackson wouldn't be up there on that stage the very next year.
1993, Michael Jackson was the headliner of the Super Bowl halftime show.
So,
and which, again, the Super Bowl halftime show in itself speaks to millennial nostalgia, because then we have, you know, my favorite Super Bowl halftime show was the 2001.
Yeah. I'm so glad that we have a space that we can talk about millennial nostalgia, to look back and look at what we're missing. So, In Living Color is a huge part of that for us.
Well, in this episode, you know what? Let's just watch another sketch.
Yeah.
Let me not do anything to hurt. So if you notice right here, there's 19 minutes and 22 seconds left until...
Well, it's halftime here in the Super Bowl, and what a super band. How about
picture of flaming kamikaze, Steve-O?
You got it. Football and alcohol. Deadly combination! Howdy, folks. I'm Fire Marshal Bill, here to make sure your Super Bowl Sunday is a safe one.
I really like that. I think this speaks to the brilliance of Jim Carrey's physical comedy. There's another segment at the end of it where he's like just doing crazy stuff, but like Fire Marshal Bill and the lengths that he went to carry this character.
Oh, and this character lasted for quite a while throughout the show.